I've played a lot of survival games. Chop wood, punch rocks, eat berries, repeat. But Abiotic Factor? The first 10 minutes broke every rule. I wasn't a soldier. I wasn't a hero. I was a nerd with a frying pan. And honestly, I've never laughed so hard in a survival game. So here are 10 things I actually did in Abiotic Factor, and why this game feels like chaos disguised as science. 1. I built weapons with science, not wood. Most survival games hand you a stick. Abiotic Factor handed me a pencil crossbow. Yes, pencils. From office desk. I scavenged cubicles like a raccoon, hoarded pencils, and somehow crafted a weapon that looked like a kid's science project. But it worked. I shot an alien in the face with stationary supplies. And it felt glorious. Later, I made nets out of plastic bags, and pipes became clubs. Every fight was awkward. Every win felt like an accident, and that's why I loved it. It wasn't polished combat. It was desperate improvisation. 2. I cooked radioactive soup in a coffee pot. Food in survival games is usually boring. Cook meat. Eat meat. Done. In Abiotic Factor, I boiled soup in a coffee machine, and the soup cured radiation. I stood there, staring at the mug in disbelief. My scientist slurped it down like it was Starbucks. Suddenly, hunger gone. Radiation gone. Science wins? The more I cooked, the stranger it got. Aprons gave me buffs. Random recipes unlocked out of nowhere. I wasn't just feeding myself. I was experimenting. And sometimes the experiments worked. Sometimes they didn't. But the comedy came either way. 3. I built a base with office furniture. Forget cabins in the woods. My base was a break room full of filing cabinet. Here's the thing, every workbench needs power. So I scavenged extension cords, ran power strips across the floor, and hoped the lights didn't cut out at night. Spoiler, they did. The base looked ridiculous. Cables everywhere, vending machines barricading doors, a microwave fortress in the corner. But it worked. It felt like I wasn't just surviving. I was squatting in a corporate nightmare. And when the lights flickered back on, it felt like victory. 4. I fought monsters with absurd tactic. The first alien I fought almost killed me. I panicked, swung a frying pan like I was cooking breakfast. Somehow it worked. Later, I trapped a robot in a hallway. My friends and I surrounded it with pipes, frying pans, and screaming. The robot exploded. We survived. Barely. Combat isn't elegant. It's messy. But that's the charm. You don't feel like a hero. You feel like an idiot who got lucky. And somehow that's better. Because every fight becomes a story. 5. I betrayed my friends over a toilet. Co-op survival is usually about teamwork, sharing resources, building together, helping each other. Not here. In Abiotic Factor, someone built the only toilet in our base, and I blocked it with furniture, just to see what would happen. What happened was chaos. Players panicking, running through the lab looking for a bathroom, screaming as aliens chased them. It was evil. It was petty. It was hilarious. And it proved something. This game isn't about PvP. It's about PvC, player versus chaos. And sometimes you are the chaos. 6. I hacked emails to unlock Blueprint. While exploring, I found a dusty computer terminal. I logged in. Read old emails. Most were complaints about cafeteria food. But one email had a blueprint attached. Just like that, I unlocked a recipe. Science by gossip. Only in Abiotic Factor. Later, I hacked another terminal. It gave me access to a locked room. Inside, more junk to turn into weapons. That's when it clicked. Every desk, every terminal, every office cubicle was loot. Not just in items, but in knowledge. The game doesn't just give you recipes. It makes you hunt for them. And that felt surprisingly immersive. So far, here's what I did. Built weapons out of pencils. Cooked soup in a coffee pot. Turned an office break room into a fortress. Slapped aliens with frying pans. blocked toilets just to troll my friends, and hacked emails for survival recipes. Not bad for a first shift at the lab. And trust me, the chaos doesn't stop there, because we're diving into physics abuse, portal glitches, ridiculous fashion choices, and crafting inventions that should never exist. 3. I built a base with office furniture. Forget cabins in the woods. My base was a break room full of filing cabinet. Here's the thing, every workbench needs power. So I scavenged extension cords, ran power strips across the floor, and hoped the lights didn't cut out at night. Spoiler, they did. The base looked ridiculous. Cables everywhere, vending machines barricading doors, a microwave fortress in the corner. But it worked. It felt like I wasn't just surviving. I was squatting in a corporate nightmare. And when the lights flickered back on, it felt like victory. 7. I abused physics like a madman. At some point, I stopped fighting fair. Why swing a pan when you can throw furniture? I learned you could move almost anything. Chairs, desks, vending machines. So I started experimenting. One time, I dragged a vending machine up some stairs and pushed it down into a group of aliens. Boom. 3 kills, 0 ammo. My friends laughed so hard they couldn't even breathe. Physics isn't just flavor here. It's a weapon. It's unpredictable. And it's way more fun than it should be. 8. I escaped anomalies by accident. This lab isn't just broken. It's haunted by anomalies. Gravity distortions that fling you into ceilings. Weird portals that lead to who knows where. Rooms that feel wrong. At first, I avoided them. But then I realized I could use them. Once, I lured a robot into a gravity field. It launched into the air like a ragdoll. Crashed into the wall. Gone. Another time, I stumbled through a portal. Instead of dying, I landed in a new biome filled with loot. Half the time anomalies kill you. Half the time they save you. That gamble keeps you hooked. 9. I wore the dumbest outfits ever. Armor is supposed to make you look intimidating. Not here. My first armor was a lab coat and goggles. Then an apron I found in the cafeteria. Later, a hazmat suit that made me look like a lemon. Every outfit gave real buff, but every outfit made me look ridiculous. Meanwhile, my friend decided to roleplay as the chef. Full apron, frying pan weapon, and somehow, he became the strongest fighter in the group. It's impossible to take seriously, but that's the point. Abiotic Factor turns survival fashion into comedy gold. 10. I crafted things that shouldn't exist. This is where the game broke my brain. A portable toilet. Yes, you can craft one. And yes, my friends made me use it in the middle of the base. Later, I unlocked a gadget that shot lasers. From junk I looted out of office drawers. Abiotic Factor's crafting philosophy is simple. If it feels like a bad joke, you'll probably find the recipe. And when you do, you'll laugh, you'll facepalm, and then you'll use it anyway. That's the magic. Every blueprint feels like discovering a prank. That's somehow useful. So here's what I actually did in Abiotic Factor. Built weapons out of pencils. Cooked soup in a coffee pot. Fortified a break room with microwaves. Beat aliens with frying pans. Trolled friends by blocking toilet. Hacked emails for blueprints. Dropped vending machines on enemies. Escaped anomalies by accident. Cosplayed as a radioactive janitor. And crafted a portable toilet. That's not just survival. That's absurd science fiction. And it's the most fun I've had in years. Abiotic Factor isn't perfect. The combat is clunky. The animations are janky. But that's exactly why it works. Because when everything goes wrong, that's when the best stories happen. I've played dozens of survival games. Most blur together. But this one? I'll never forget sprinting through a dark lab. Aliens chasing me. Just to reach a bathroom. Abiotic Factor turns failure into comedy. And comedy into survival. So if you're tired of serious survival grinds, give it a shot. Because in this game, science isn't progress. Science is chaos.